hub hosts of Spain with the aim of sharing what has been our experience promoting and holding these hubs in Spain. And we are trying to dialogue about three questions. No, the first one will be
Yes,
sorry
about that.
What's the design? Yes, Jen, we have started recording the session. So the first question will be, what's the design of the work in the hub? The next one will be what challenge is facing right now the hub, and what do you feel that it's emerging? Yeah? So we can start with Jose Maria, that is the host of the Madrid hub. Jose Maria.
Good afternoon. I'm so pleased to be here with the other Spanish groups. We are the name Madrid Hub, and we are 30 people.
Hold on, guys. Hold on. I have a serious echo. There's everything coming in double.
Okay. Better now?
Yeah, no, for me, I hear perfectly.
I do so.
I hear well also.
Mm-hmm.
So may I continue?
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, please.
We are the Madrid Hub.
Guys, hold on. I have a serious echo. There's everything coming in double. I don't understand what's going on here.
Okay, right. I can't hear you now. It's
better now?
Yeah, no, for me, I hear perfect.
I do so. He has already recorded. He was our conversation. Maybe you have tried two different.
Yes, this is probably because you have opened two different sessions.
Yes, go ahead.
Right, so if you close one of them.
This is crazy, guys. I'm hearing 5 voices at the same time. Something is not right.
Yes, you have to close other. You will have more than one application at the same time. So you are perhaps watching
let me
broadcasting in YouTube. You have YouTube application open?
All right. Who is there? You guys hearing me now or not? No?
Now I hear you better.
Okay, but now I'm not seeing you. Where are you? Let me see something here.
One of the different applications. We will be there. Okay, Jose Maria. In the meantime, if you can follow.
Thank you.
You have to leave us. Yeah.
Well, this is Jose Maria from the Madrid Hub. We are 30 people coming from very different places or groups. Some of them from the organizations that are organizing the event, and others from the hub in the presencing page, and so on. We are having meetings in parallel with the live meetings, so we are going to have 3 meetings. We have had 2 so far, and almost everybody has been on meetings. So the room was really crowded, and we have enjoyed very much the process. We feel like we are, although we have only met 2 times, that we are already old friends, and there is a lot of energy. I think we have not many plans for the future yet, because we are being only following the live sessions and having after that some reflections. One project we have talked about is to talk with other Spanish groups to translate the videos of this course, so it can be reached for Spanish-speaking only people.
Mm-hmm.
We look forward for cooperating with all you folks and other groups in the Spanish community also.
Mm-hmm.
So, which will be the challenges you are facing right now in your hub? Maria.
Well, we have not specific challenges identified. The hub is very diverse, so we are not a group with really shared concrete problems, but we have the feelings of the problems and challenges that we are all facing in Spain and elsewhere. So we have to work on that challenges and to what are we going to do in the future. But I think there is a very interesting spirit in the group. So I think we will have something at the end.
Okay. And something that you feel before leaving, something that you feel that it's emerging, both in the hub or in the field here in Spain that we are focusing in?
Actually, I think that this opportunity is what is emerging or can emerge from it is really a community of change makers can do something in the future for improve problems actually all have. So I hope we'll find a way to continue with this.
Okay, thanks, Jose Maria. We know that you are now joining one of the coaching circles there in the hub. So it's been a pleasure having you here. And we'll keep on trying to find ways of collaboration between hubs.
Sure, we have to keep in contact. Bye.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Bye, Jose Maria.
Yes.
Okay, so now I don't know if you, Jen, want to share about your hub there in Barcelona, how it started, what's more or less the design of the space you are doing, the challenges, and what's emerging.
Okay. The Barcelona hub started shortly after the course started. It started with me reaching out to one other person that I did not know here in Barcelona. He reached out to a good friend of his. His friend thought it was a good idea as well and made his beautiful house in the center of Barcelona available for us to use as a space. From there on, I established the hub. We've had 3 meetings so far in person. The first meeting we had, very first meeting, we had 10 people attend. Second meeting we had, the first meeting was with the live session. The second meeting was on our own. In that meeting we practiced a little bit and we went over some of the material to see that everybody was on the same page. We did not split up straight away in coaching circles. We did everything in one big group. And actually it was one presenter and 14 people who gave feedback, and we learned and we shared experiences from that, and then we split up into the coaching circles. The third meeting we had with live session last week, we had 25 people, and now we are up to we have 36 people registered as a member. We have a next meeting planned tomorrow. So far, the group structure is it's just the people. There is no obvious leader. I'm playing a coordinating role because I felt that I had to do that since I initiated this. I don't know if I will continue to do that or not. So far, we just let things flow. Tomorrow, because the group has become quite big, and if you look on the hub, we established, or at least I suggested, that we follow a certain flow to be as effective as we can with the time that we have, and to practice and stay within the context of the Theory U principles and more or less where we are in the process of learning. Tomorrow, I think the suggested flow has a interesting part in it. We'll first be doing a little bit of sharing in terms of what we learned, some of our struggles, but we'll also build in a silence moment and probably for the first time try and see what is emerging out of the group, and just let it flow and see what's going to happen with this group. Are we going to stay together? Is it something bigger, something that we have to play a role in? So that's more or less where we are. The energy in the group is pretty high. There's a lot of enthusiasm. There's a very wide variety of people. So it's so far it's been an interesting process. This meeting with the rest of the U.Lab Hub coordinators is just another step in what I think can be a very interesting process, because force for all of us, right? Hello?
Yeah, it's fine. I had problems hearing you last. No, it's fine. It's fine. You came back.
I'm not seeing Nisa anymore.
No, neither do I. I see Nuria at the moment.
Now Nuria and Nisa.
Nuria, we can hear you.
Por fin.
Ahora.
Finally. Hi.
Hello.
Nisa, you are there? Are you? Nisa? Because we couldn't. I can see him, but I cannot hear him. Nisa?
He seems to have joined, but his camera doesn't seem to be on.
Well.
Maybe we are not able to see 5 people at the same time.
Well, you think so? He was recording, I think, the session. So I'm not sure if he's not here. Maybe he's not recording anymore. But we can continue. I don't know. Just an update about what we are doing and how does our Nice, you're back, are you? Nice, now.
Wow. Yeah,
okay,
we are back and we have Nuria.
Now.
Nuria, what did you make?
I finally get the plugin installed. So finally, thank you very much for your patience.
Yeah, well, there was a blockage at least in my PC, so I don't know how long it went, and today something very interesting is happening, that Jen tells us a lot of things, but something happens that it's not recorded, so it's as if he has to tell it once and again. So I don't know, Jen, in which moment we lost the connection.
Mm-hmm.
I think you were talking about young people that joined the hub.
If you want, I can repeat it again. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But are we not missing one person?
No, it's okay, because Jose Maria has to leave us, and
okay.
Nuria was missing, but Nuria is with us now, so
okay.
It's
all right.
Okay.
We'll start over, no problem. Nuria, encantada.
Gracias.
If you guys feel more comfortable speaking Spanish, please feel free to do so. I understand quite a bit of Spanish. I speak it, but with some problems con los conjugaciones, they mess up my head. Female and male thing is also difficult for me, so feel free to express in Spanish if you want to. So I'm the foreigner here, so you guys should be very comfortable with that. Okay, Barcelona Hub started more or less at the beginning of January. Once I entered into the course and realized that we had it was advisable to do a hub, I reached out to another member that I saw that was participating on the hub, quite, maybe not completely randomly. It's something that I sensed that maybe this could be a good person to try and team up with. He thought it was a good idea. He contacted a good friend of his. That good friend thought it was an excellent idea, and he made his house available. He has a big villa in Barcelona. So we had a space straight away, and I launched the hub and started to promote and started to see if we could get people in. And once people saw that there was a hub, they started to join. From one came the other people knew each other. And for our first live session, we had 10 people live, face-to-face. Then we decided that we would come back every week for the duration of the course, also in the weeks that we did not have a live session. The second week that we came together, we had 15 people. We had decided that we would not go straight into the circles, but that we would first practice in a big group and support each other and fill in the gaps in terms of what we understood the concepts were. That resulted in, you could say, a big, very, very naturally, it resulted in one person giving as a case giver, and we had 14 people actually practicing and helping each other in a big group session. And then after that, we broke up and went in to form our coaching circles. Almost everybody in the group has a coaching circle. The third week, we had, with the second live session, we had 25 people. The room is almost becoming too small. And by the time I got home, I think the day or the day after, we had on the hub 36 people. So I'm not sure if it's going to grow after tomorrow or not, but in any case, I think we have a little bit of traction here. We have a very interesting group of people. The energy is very, very unique. I've been around groups and facilitated quite a bit. This is a very unique group of people coming together. Where it's all leading to, I don't know. I think that tomorrow we might get a sense of where we're at, because we are scheduled to do an exercise tomorrow after we share what's been going on with so share some learning in terms of struggles, challenges, what's been going on in the different coaching circles. We will practice 3-minute silence a bit, and after that we tend to, at least as it is right now, that's the idea, we will see if we can sense together as a group what is emerging out of this group. There are a number of people that have already spoken or told me that, you know, something is going to come out of it. People are feeling that something is going to move. Some people that are anxious to go into action. So I think if this succeeds tomorrow, we will be right on the brink of, you know, what is emerging, and then maybe we can practice with that in the second week and see if, as a group, we could prototype something. I have no idea what's going to come out of it. I am just coordinating, facilitating the process, but with no intention of taking the lead or taking ownership. Just one of the participants that, probably because I have some time, I'm not in a job right now, I can dedicate a little bit more time to all of this and hopefully fuel it to that we form something. So that's where we're at. No definite structure, no hierarchy, no rules, only some agreements that we have so far. But like I wrote yesterday, and I think Denise has a copy of that cover letter, when you're 10 people, the group dynamic is different. When you have 25 people, everybody starts to talk. So that we have to establish, somebody has to establish a little bit of guidelines to maximize time that we are together and not lose too much time and everybody talking and nobody listening. So let's see how that works tomorrow. We have a very mature group, I must say, as well. So far, so good. I'm very excited, and together with me, a number of other people, coaching circles are working. People are starting to connect back and forth. So we have liftoff, Houston.
Fine.
That's it. I don't know. Any other questions, maybe?
Well, I have a lot. Perhaps we can first hear all together and then start looking what's common, what's similar, what moves us. Iker, you want to follow?
Okay, I can do it. Yes, I will try doing it briefly. I will try. Well, we are just the Bilbao U.Lab Hub. This was an experiment hosted in at InnoBasque, which is the Basque Innovation Agency, and this was coming also from a call from the Society for Organizational Learning from Spain, that they were trying also to promote some groups to promote, well, trying to do it presently, working on this course. And as far as was the first MOOC that we tried to do it in a group, it's been quite interesting initiative. We are just 10, 11 people working together. We do it presently. We meet every Wednesday. Every week, also we have a present course or not, and 3 hours every week. And then we work each one. We try to share our best practices and the way we work. We are trying to experiment properly in the first person, the U theory. The people in the hub is completely different. Incredible people coming from different fields. These people coming from the university, from technological parks, from private sector, and from the third sector. So it's quite interesting having such such different people. The way we work is completely based on freedom. We switch the different roles in the practical way when we work in the practical exercises. So we change sometimes. One is the case givers, the others are the coaches, the team keepers. We change every time. We try to develop also the mindfulness in the group situations. We try to also to make some coaching. I don't know how I call it, the walking coaching or the walking. Sorry, the walking.
Empathy walk.
Empathy walk.
Oh, that's so. More or less, the data about the hub would be those. Very good energy. It's a mix. We have some incredible girls, some people from all conditions and sectors. The challenges we are trying to facing. We are trying to learn how to cooperate, how to work together, how to shift into a more generative dialogue, and how can we promote a common vision to develop and to create a real transformational process into the Basque country. It's a very big aim, but in the common vision to how to promote a real transformation through the people into organizations and to develop a 4.0 society for the Basque society and future. That's our aim. I know it's very, very big aim. Your work. And what is emerging at the moment, I think is emerging some interesting things because we are working and we are trying to develop a common language and a common sense of pertinence also inside the group, and the way we communicate. I think we are developing some interesting start points for future. Well, every time we see ourselves, I think more as a whole, and I think we are achieving more deeper levels of reflection every time we meet and every time we work. We created 2 different coaching circles. As far as we are just 10, 11 people, we create 2 different, 5 and 5, and those are the same coaching circles. The same ones as we work in the present classes are the same ones as we did we work online. And I don't know. That's more or less. Those are our. That's our situation. We are continue and going deeper on the U theory, trying to understand it and trying to promote it in common. That's more or less what we do and the point we are at the moment. This is not a leadership thing. I am just hosting the people in the Basque Innovation Agency, but the leadership is completely shared. So everyone knows as much as I know about the group, how does the things work. So that's our situation.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you have any question. I would be glad to share it with you.
Mm-hmm. Yes, a lot. Nuria, can you talk us about the hub
Yeah.
in Madrid?
I feel, yeah, I'm working. So I'm surrounded. I work in a public space. There is Media Lab Prado, and there is. I will not turn the computer, but there is people around, so I will try to speak not very loud. And if it's not loud enough, we will. You say me to speak up. So we started in a different way. I started convincing people to come here to prototype together. So I wanted like a hard nucleus of people before inviting other people, because I guess I realized that one by one it will be difficult to create a group. So I was telling the history about Theory U. Nobody knew about previously, just me and 2 other people. And I was talking to people. Yeah, there is a MOOC, quite interesting arriving, and I thought you will be interested because you have something to prototype. And I don't convince just people one by one, but teams. So I convinced somebody who is a team working around in self-managed telecommunication infrastructure. It's like sharing your internet with installing, how do you say, antennas, maybe. And yeah, this is one of the groups. The other group is wants to create a communication agency to help to transform society, to use the communication to transform society. The other group wants to create a regional complementary currency. And there is another group that wanted to work with aged people. So the groups was not complete, was just 2-3 people wanting to start up something. And the other people who arrived choose a group. So from the very beginning, we have 3 levels: the big group, individuals coming, groups coming, and when we are the big group, we are all together and all the same. And after, in a different moment, we separate in working groups. And I promise every person to help in the sustainability of the projects. It's like if you come here and you spend 7 Wednesday afternoon working together and putting your brain in network, I promise I will help you with the finance part. I don't have money. I just have this experience in finances. And as I'm developing here research. I put my research as the one of the groups to admit people to work together. And also I put this place, this position, it's a public space in any case, so even if I was not here working, the space will be available anyway. So we started like this, 18 people the first day, the 7th of January. The second day was a living session, and we arrived to 25. And the working groups will gain in more people to work together. And as just 3 persons knew previously about Theory.U, after watching the living session, we make like a video forum just to fix the learnings, and everybody shared in Spanish. Where the thing that impacted me the most was that this image, for instance, the image of the telescope doing that, or the vision of the Earth from abroad and all that, was the thing that impacted me the most. And other people say, this question that Otto say impacted me a lot. So at the end, it was like a collective summary of the video in Spanish, because not every person understands English at the same level, and not everybody was familiar with Theory.U or with deep listening or with prototyping. It was the first day, it was even people asking, what is prototyping? So we are sharing. But for me, the interesting thing is the first day, everybody present himself, himself or herself, and the other people was like, wow, we have somebody who first has been an architect and was working in corporation. Wow, we have somebody who is an artist. And I feel like the first day everybody felt like, wow, with this team we can create anything. So it was the good thing that even if you understand nothing about U theory, even if you don't understand quite well what it's about, all this MOOC and all this business of being together every Wednesday, the people felt like, wow, we have like a talent bank here. Let's do something. And the challenge are that there are people who know each other, people who don't, people who understand quite well English, people who don't, people who wants to be in the MOOC, people who is not in the MOOC but comes to prototype together with other people who likes very much the MIT, people who don't like the MIT. So we have all these people together. There is not people that dislike MIT, but just not be so impressed by the wow MIT. But other people is like, wow, a MOOC of MIT, let's come. So it's a very interesting social mixer, and the respect is one of the things that emerged, because the last living session, for instance, that it was this working meditation, more than half of the people close their eyes and walk around and do the entire exercise. We was in a U in front of the screen, and another half of the people stay seated down with open eyes. So the half of the people that was doing the exercise do it in front of the other people, and the seated people respected absolutely the people doing the exercise. And after that, we do the same dynamic of commenting everything, and not the inner impressions, but the general thing. And after, we put in small groups and continues working in the several subjects. And I can realize that it was like a point of inflection. I don't know if in English that works, but it's like, and after that, it was demonstrated that we can work in respect, because anybody felt free to enter or not in the dynamic. So it was quite beautiful to feel that. And about the coaching circles, we take the methodology, we learn about, and we use the small working groups to apply the coaching circles methodology. So people choose if they use a clinic case or if they use the subject of the working group as a clinic case. This is a freedom of every group. More or less, we are working like that. And we have meetings every Wednesday, even if there is not a living session. More or less, this is the dynamic. I don't know if I forget anything important. something important. Now it's a group of people coming upstairs, so I hope the noise is not going. So, do you have questions or?
Well, just to finish, what do you feel that it's emerging in that hub in this moment?
People is more and more open to something that they don't understand quite well, or still don't understand quite well, but they feel like, wow, I just know that this is working, that this is advancing, and the people with whom we are doing that, new friends and new colleagues, is so amazing that I don't know what is going on, but I want to be here. I'm grateful. This is the things that people say at the end of an afternoon. I'm grateful. I have illusion to come here. Even people that say, I have not enough time to assist every Wednesday. Okay, come the Wednesday you can, and the other people in your team will continue. Even these people is coming every Wednesday. So it's like, let's feel this energy one more afternoon. It's like people that don't believe very much in mindfulness or watching meditations or other kind of other kind of dynamics. Even these people is like, I don't know why, what, but it's something here that I can feel that is good, and I want to have more than this. I feel it's a good way to arrive to contents that are hard to share with people sometimes. More or less, this is, and we promised results, and we are working hard to have results. People need at the end to learn what is theory U, what is prototyping, and have the prototype at least of their small group in order to say, okay, I invested all this Wednesday. At the end, I have something that I can touch and carry with me. This is more or less what is the imagine.
Okay, thanks, Nuria. Well, here I'm Nice. I'm hosting the hub in Vitoria-Gasteiz near Bilbao, and our experience was just the opposite. How it was built, it was just the opposite of what Nuria said. We started very soon.
Nice, I can't hear
Yes.
you very loud. I don't know if you can. Maybe it's my problem. Maybe it's not yours. I can't hear the
Very
others
low or very
louder
loud?
than you.
Sorry?
I can't hear the others louder than to you.
Okay. Okay.
Now
Let's
maybe
see.
stop.
Yeah. Thanks.
Nuria, you might want to switch off your mic a minute, so there's less background noise. Nuria,
Yeah?
you might
Yeah?
want to mute your mic when you're not talking, so there's less background sound maybe. A lot of people in the background. I don't know if it's your place or not.
Ah, okay. So,
Yes,
better?
now you can hear better, Iker?
I can do. I do. Yes.
Yeah, okay. So, well, I was saying that I'm Nice from Vitoria-Gasteiz, another hub here in Basque Country. We started just in the opposite side of Nuria said. We started with a group that was created around the MOOC, around the course, that we wanted to learn together, to make this course with other people and see what happened there, and if they appear in kind of collective prototyping or collective issue. We started very soon, so we had our first meeting in 19th of December, so before winter weekend holidays. We just stayed together, know each other, know our background, and try to create how was the hub going to work. No, so and then we meet every Wednesday for 4 hours, and even if it's a live session or not. And this way of creating the group created a high sense of belonging. No, the people, there is a lot of relation between people and a very high level of belonging. And afterwards, we saw that this had an effect, and the effect was that we were creating like a small close group. No, that once if you were not in the beginning, it was like quite difficult to join us. Not and it happened. It was some of the participants that were coming here to Vitoria-Gasteiz know the hub in Bilbao, that they live in Bilbao, so it was very near for them. But this moment created like an opportunity to see ourselves that um, that this could be another kind of process, more open, more inclusive, with people that could join in any moment, and with no. So this was one of these shifting points in our collective process. Because one thing that for us is important in all this process, it's keeping an eye on what's going on between us. As a laboratory of the society we are embedded, because we know at the beginning. There is something that is very interesting for me that said Otto that said about we as individuals think that we are presencing, but collectively we are absencing. No, so my perception of myself can be that I'm very connected and very conscious and everything, but a lot of conscious individuals don't really make a conscious collective. No, so in that sense, it was it's a shifting point for us to look at this hub as a different way, and we are like we have been almost 30 people that has been in the hub. We now are every week meeting 24 people. We have formed 5 coaching circles that we make in our presential sessions. And last session, for example, we made a work around the hub by itself, looking at the process and how this hub was relating to society, to different elements we thought they were important to see as a hub, and which could be a good next step. So this is something that will be in all our process, this watching ourselves and looking at our dynamics, because we have the same dynamics we see in society. We are not different, we are the same. We are a really diverse group in age and in background and everything. There were only 2 people that were trained in UT theory. The most of the people knew something about U theory, and there is like 5-6 people that it's the first time they heard this word. And also we are struggling, or some of our group is struggling with English, so it's been interesting how we are managing this. And also I feel that as a group, as the hub, we are just making this journey of the U in our own process, no? How we started very mentally and trying to understand and to debate and in this kind of sense. Then we go slowing down our rhythm, expectations, our intention, no? And now really this work we made on ourselves have make a shift in our conscious and our collective consciousness, no? Because we saw some dynamics in that constellation that helps us a lot. And another in another way, at the beginning we trusted and we relied on the design of the MIT, because we were just offering a hub and a place, not really knowing what they were going to offer and propose us. So it has been something like a hub host that I have to go. I have been struggling. That how do I make a design if we meet every Wednesday, but they don't liberate the information until we are already there. So that's been interesting. But in the way of this going down at the beginning, perhaps there was more holding and guidance from the host, and we have been little by little just decentralizing the different responsibilities or taking care of different parts of the sessions. For example, some people have started taking care of meditation, of centering exercises. Others are focused on or prototyping. Others are focused on being very aware of what's going in the hub as our laboratory. Others are looking at what different projects are emerging that can be collectively co-created. So it has been like a movement of, at the beginning, the people when we were in the starting, you were very more passive or more mental, then feeling that the work in the hub, it's theirs too, and they have this. So I will say that what it's emerging, it's like an empowerment of the individuals, like being aware of what's going on outside and what's going on in our near society here in this country, and that we can make a difference somehow. Not so in and we need to concrete this in actions. And this is one of the processes that before, no? That this once and again trying to retain, to slow down this intention of going so fast to the actions, to understanding, to not so, okay, let's wait, we are going down the U, it's not time to start with intention or crystallizing, not so. This need to do something and just say, okay, this is the historical, this is the past way of doing things. No, we are coming here just to be open to what emerges. Not so. This is something that we collectively we are facing too. And also it's emerging the need to connect with other hubs to build relations and to create a critical mass to make sensible things to our society. No? This could be like the principal experience we have in our hub. So
sounds like a meditation.
What different things we have seen that they are common or they are just the opposite. Or...
I have some practical examples maybe that we have, but I'm not sure if I should share them as far as some particular themes. But I was very interested in the experience of Media Lab Prado, as far as I saw that they work in a very practical way, and they are already working hard on prototyping. Because for us, at first was difficult to find those real cases working, and I think it's very important. Something she said that the people has to see some results. Because at first the U theory seems that doesn't provide any practical thing or any, and then when you start prototyping and working on concrete results, at first well, it seems interesting the different challenges you are facing. My opinion, just as opinion. I'm very glad to hear from you three, but that's it. I would like to learn more from the results of those prototypes and how did it work, working on the concrete results to concrete challenges.
At the same time, I'm very inspired by the Victoria Hub because I follow what Nietzsche shared with that, and I was not preparing for tomorrow. Previously, of the reading, I was not preparing a collective prototyping session for tomorrow, but now and I'm going to write people, say maybe tomorrow we will feel inspired enough to make a collective prototype, the 25 people, the 30 people, it depends on how many people arrives every Wednesday, as as a first step of the small mm, teams prototypes. It's like the groupal energy is more and more strong in this hub. So even if the attractive or the anchorage for the, let's say like this, anchors, no, it's like if you arrive, you have a place to arrive that is the small group, but the big group after this first day of the 7th of January has so strong energy, so it's so attractive for the others that I feel reading the proposition for tomorrow you have in Victoria, I'm thinking on proposing tomorrow a very big prototype, a unite prototype of the entire group, just to play together, to challenge ourselves to see how we resolve 25 people prototyping in a big thing with wood and. But this is an inspiration I took from you, for reading your your preparation for tomorrow, Nisa. But responding you, Ike, is like it was like a negotiation. How can I combine people, interesting people, to come here and spend so many Wednesdays together in a place when the MOOC is something you can do in your home, at home. You don't need to come to a place to follow the MOOC. So how I was thinking how I can do that, how I can do that. So I start negotiating. It's just if you do that together and here and not at home, you will gain the opinions of the others, the possibility of having new people collaborating with you, and I promise to help you a little bit with the sustainability part. And please come and do it together and feel the groupal energy. And people say yes, yes, yes. Okay, it's a good moment for us to come together. And the result, let me like wow. But it's like a promise. Even if now I feel like now people will stay in the group, even if the prototyping process didn't arrive, because it's so beautiful the group. But a promise is a promise. So we will carry on the promise till the last season.
Yes, this thing you bring, Nuria, it's very interesting, and it's related to the commitment, no? And I see that you have, in order to bring these people to the place, no, you have to have a personal high commitment with results, with guidance in finance, no. So it's well, it's something that from our side, it's just the opposite, no? And it's very interesting to see those two poles, or at least I see like these two poles, no? And that, for example, in other places, in other common groups and hubs I've been organizing, always I needed as a promoter or as an organizer, the need to give people something. If I don't give people something, they don't come, no? So and this responsibility and to be in charge of that, not and it's like having a weight that you have to sustain, not so. In this case, it was just the opposite, because the proposal came from MIT, so the value just it's already there, no, and it's just like being a channel, like being just supporting the space and just providing that this can happen, and then trying to go to the periphery. At the beginning, perhaps I was more in the central point and just trying to go to the periphery and say to the rest of the participants, take charge of this, not so this movement. No, when I feel very identified with you. At the beginning, if you have to bring people and your personal commitment is so high, it's like how I do it, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, maybe let me share one small thing that I brought to the group, which in the first meeting, you know, I had read a little bit about the U theory. Quite a few of us did not, and there was this same urge, you know, to jump into let's do something, you know, and it's natural because I mean I've been living in Spain for 10 years. I've seen it go from very good to very bad. It's there is a high urgency to do things. So when I asked the question, because I didn't know the people, I mean, I didn't know anybody there when we first started, to be very honest. You know, some of the people knew each other, but I didn't know anybody. So I asked the question, listen, how many of us really understand this process of the U? And there was nobody. Really very few. People had some experience. Some people were in a U.Lab in Germany, but very young. So I said, you know, one of the things that leads to excellence, and this is not mine, is something that I read some time back, and I can't remember the name of the book. I'll see if I can find that for you. But when you look at people in sports, when you look at people in music, when you look at people that achieve a high level of excellence, those who have done, they have one thing in common. When they practice very slow. So not only do they slow down in terms of being quiet, but they practice very, very, very slow in the beginning. They practice slow in the beginning, and then after that, it becomes a second nature. And I think the group of 10 kind of adapted that idea to let's sink in first, to especially the generative part, you know, where you listen and you have to give feedback from a very, maybe not unnatural, but a very new place, because we already struggle to listen empathically, so listen to the context and feedback on the emotion. Now, this fourth level is asking us not only to do that, but to share all kinds of images that just come forth that has no logic, gestures, metaphors, etc. That's a complete new way of tapping into information that seems unrelated but has something to do with everything. And basically in our group, we kind of, the starting point was, we thought that if we could get this bit under control, if we can learn this bit and be comfortable with it, that was the kind of the magic key. That would be the heart, the essence of truly having stuff emerge and not taking just an existing idea, crisis idea, and starting to work on it. So that I think is a little bit what's happening in our group. And strangely enough, I think a lot what I'm hearing and seeing, people are really practicing that bit. And I think that the secret is there to really get a hold of generating from your inside, generating this new information and finding a way to give feedback on it, and also receiving that type of information. I have not been a case giver yet, but in our group we have had now 4 case givers, and I must say that the first round of giving back this deep information is very, very, very powerful. You know, so the more my line of thinking is that the more we can cultivate this bit, because that's the new bit, the prototyping, the prototyping out of this information is new. The prototyping out of an existing idea or a solution is not new. It's very similar. But prototyping out of that deeper information, I think that is where we need to build capability as an individual, hopefully as U.Lab members and U.Lab hub members put together. I think that if we can do that somehow or the other, we can really make a big difference. And then the big question is, how do you do this when you have a group of people that do not have the theory in their head. You know, how do you guide that in a larger group? So I just wanted to share that bit with all three of you.
Yes, I agree that in our coaching circles, for the people that for some people this is quite new. They didn't do any kind of this work before. I mean, just looking at themselves or looking inside, they were more operational, not so. For some people, it's been really impact this uh, uh, this work in the coaching circles to give your resonance, your image, something that brings from the inside, from the field. No? And I can say that people it's really engaged and there's a lot of energy, but also that there is some of the participants, but that they are very touched, that they are in a process of change, that they really feel very strange, because some things that they were very sure for them, they have come down, they have broken some common soil, not so. And it's a nice image to see this transformation in themselves, but they it's as if they are in the bottom of the U. They can't still they can't yet crystallize something or see the light that is coming. No, it's like, and it's gotten quite nice seeing these people so impacted and in a so deep transition.
What I've seen, you know, when you give when you give feedback, there is so much feedback usually a person can handle in the level 2 and 3. Now, when you give feedback at level 4, that is even so much more powerful and generate quite a bit of emotion. We have seen that a couple of times already in our coaching circle. So that deep information has a lot of value, a lot of strength, and I think it comes from a place that is, it's a new way of communicating from one soul to the other that probably most of us knew was there, but it's getting a name now, it's getting a jacket, it's getting a form, and it's becoming gestionable, manageable, no? In a way. But I must admit for myself, and I've been doing quite a bit of this type of work for years, up to empathic listening, that this deeper part is new for me. I sense that I still need a lot of practice in this to get it. I want to get it as good as possible so I can help get there. If I don't experience it myself, how am I going to share this and create more people that can really get in touch with that deeper self? Because I think that ultimately it's there where the love and care needs to come from for us to do and correct the mistakes that we have made and ensure that not only we stay alive, but the rest of the planet as well. There's no other place. That is where it has to come from. And if we can't access that, then it's business as usual. So brace yourself, put on your seatbelts.
Yes, and I think this is the challenge of this week. We are going to meet on Wednesday. We are thinking because we have 4 hours and we dedicate 1 hour and 1 hour and a half taking account the rest to the coaching circle. And I'm not sure that perhaps it's worthy leaving the 4 hours just to prototype as much initiative as needed, no? Because I think this is something, a way of channeling the energy that has come up. But I agree with you that it's very important, and it's the challenge of this week, that to prototype from that place, because you can prototype from level 1, level 2, level 3, or level 4, and it's quite different. And perhaps when people starts coming to action and starting to make things with hands, they can disconnect from that place. You know? So I think that our challenge, perhaps as host, is how to maintain this connection with this fourth level. People can prototype from there, not rush into the action and into the details and just how to create this space from which they can start prototyping.
I think also we need to bear in mind. I remember Otto saying somewhere in one of the videos that this thing that emerges at its own time, at its own will. It's not something that we can force. It's something that happens when it needs to happen. I think we need to be aware of that as well, and not say, well, hey, you know, the clock is on, it needs to happen now. Come on, if not, surgeon, you know, I'll cut you open and get you out of there. I don't think it works like that. I think it might need a bit more time. It's interesting that you say that you guys are meeting for 4 hours. We are meeting for more or less 2. I don't know what's the other 2. Nuria, how long are you meeting?
We start at 3 o'clock the Wednesday when there are living sessions, and till 8 in the afternoon, 5 hours.
Okay.
And tomorrow, for instance, 3:30 to 20, 4.5. Because in my research previous seasons, I understood that less than 3 hours together, it was not enough. So we started with the living session plus more or less 3 hours, 3 hours and a half.
Okay. But you have how many people in your hub again? You have 30 something?
In my list, yesterday I counted 38, but nobody is at the same time.
Yes.
So it's more or less 25 people at the same time in the room.
Okay. Okay.
We do it 3 hours every week, as if it's less or not. 3 hours always.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't know if you agree that in all this process, all the participants say the same. Okay, I will need like 6 weeks holidays or a special dedication to the program just to take out as much as possible of it. Not in the live in the presential sessions is the same. There is so much things to do and so much intention and will to do things that every time we finish and say, okay, it's our now. And for example, when we made last week our work, we make this work on ourselves in the morning. So we just make it longer, not 4 hours. We met 3 hours before. So at the end we stay like 7 hours. And probably next week, not this week, but just next week, we will propose to people that want to meet in the morning, for example, to prototype one of the individual initiatives, because what we are going to do on Wednesday is just select 4 or 5 issues that we want to prototype, just because people think they are more important or they want to work on that, and make five groups and work on 5 issues. But people want to work their own issues. So probably the next week we will offer that those who want to come in the morning, they can do this job. And last week in the afternoon we were the 23 people, the participants, but in the morning we made 12. So any space, it's needed to take much, so to take more value from this course, no? So anytime you stay, it's short.
Yeah.
I think in the end, you know, you could choose to do a couple of things. You know? You could choose to say, look, let's tackle a small, not too complex problem first, to, you know, go through the U back and forth and deal with all the struggles. Because when you take on a big problem, right, when you take on a huge complex problem, you're probably going to need much more than 5 or 10 or 25 people working on it. You need huge amount of stakeholders. You need all those that are touched by the problem involved with that process. And that's a project in its own, just to get these people together and get them so it will be interesting to see how this thing is going to pan out and pan out. And again, you never know. There might be one person in a group that can pull all these people together for a certain project. But then you need to be ready, because if it's a big group, you probably need a few U.Lab people around to help with it. Because, I mean, I've done facilitation in big groups. It's not something you can do alone, you know. So as you guys were talking, it comes to mind with me that, you know, maybe I would be, and I'm talking for myself, I'm not talking for the group now, I'm just talking for myself, maybe it might serve me best to try and be involved with something that I can oversee in the beginning, you know, and that I can practice all of this stuff first, and then build it up. You know, you don't, every seed is planted, it doesn't become a bamboo tree overnight. It takes time to grow, right? What I'm sensing from you guys is like, okay, I need to not rush this, although I'm also in a sense of urgency, very much so. But let this one grow properly. You know, let me nurture this one. I think grow properly. I think that's the learning for me. Just put on a light here a minute. Hold on.
So, Mite, first of all, I want to thank you because of organizing this session.
Yeah.
I think it is really interesting to know how do you work, how do you have been built. So I would be happy if you wanted to repeat it again every 2 weeks or whenever you want. Whenever you want.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I feel that this is only a beginning, and it's a beginning for us in the hub, because I think that one of the things we are going to prototype is how to continue, how to make from this as a more stable space when the course is finished. And also this meeting of the different hubs can be like, it's only a beginning, it's an opportunity. I see that it's emerging, and without any urgency, let it be what it could be.
Yeah.
So thanks a lot.
Long-term transformations.
Thank you very much, Mite.
Thank you. You all.
We keep on contact.
Maybe we should, I know that Nice has already joined the Barcelona hub. Maybe we should do the same. Maybe we should, at this level, join each other, participate, but that I can every now and then check in and see. For example, on the hub, if you go on the Barcelona hub and you look down in the comments, you will see that I've put a short summary of what happened in every. You'll see some pictures. So maybe we could learn if we share information, and somebody takes the time to put, you know, document a little bit the process and the energy that's going on. We can learn from that and from each other as well, I think.
Sure.
Okay.
So I welcome you guys to join the Barcelona hub, and I'll try and do the same thing. Now, let me get the names of the other hubs straight away. Nuria, what's the name of it?
It's Media Lab.
Media Lab?
Yeah, it's like a media laboratory. Media Lab.
Vale. Okay. And Iker, yours?
Ours is Bilbao U.Lab Hub.
Bilbao.
Yes, that's it. You are very welcome.
Okay.
Yes, and the last one is Jose Maria's hub. It's Madrid, Hub Madrid.
Madrid.
Yes, but they don't use so much the group. It's not so active.
Not so active on the hub level.
Yeah.
And you are with the Bilbao, Nice. You're in the Bilbao one as well, or?
Yes, I mean all of them, because it's for me it's very useful, because I receive the notifications in the PC, I can just go what's going on in other hubs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are there any more hubs in Spain as far as we know?
No, as far as I found, there was another one in Galicia,
Okay.
but it has only a member, and I invited this girl, but she didn't answer, so I don't know what's going on there.
Mm-hmm.
So we are all connected. Well done, Mike.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, well done. Good job.
So it's been a pleasure, and we'll keep in contact.
Yeah.
Same thing. Good night. Bye, guys.
Bye bye.
Good luck, guys.
Good luck.